What is going on, guys? It's Saturn Reaper here, and we are back again. Now, I'm gonna have to hit you guys with a fat theory, okay? We're gonna talk through this entire video. It's about 8 minutes. The background is a solo win that I had just gotten earlier today, and then also on the side here is going to be the cube event, then the unvaulted / volcano event going on as well. And we're gonna talk through those things. So, first things first, the theory. So say, I was Epic Games, and I was like, I want to test and see if I can send an entire lobby to another dimension and then have absolutely nothing significant happen, update the map, and everything will be cool. Everything's fine. We'll just try that, see how that goes. Guess what that happened? The cube event. Doesn't that make a little bit of sense, right? Like the cube event, nothing too crazy happened. Loot Lake changed, but they were able to send us to another dimension, the entire lobby, turn off the ability to kill each other, and there you go. The entire cube event. Summed up all at once. Now, what's interesting to me about that is because it was a test for that they could do something like this, like the vault. Now, the vault obviously is big. It's a big thing, but it also takes you to another dimension where it turns off the ability to kill people, and then you're able to do more in that dimension. So, look, send a bunch of people to a dimension. Perfect. Get people in the lobby. Perfect. Have nothing significant on the map change until they come back. Perfectly fine. Now, the reason why I think this is like an overall test, or it had been tested before, and this is where we're at now, and they're still testing things, is because the vaulted event, or unvaulted event, however you want to say it, is pretty much a test for them to keep this in the game. I think that, one, the vault has not left the game. If you guys didn't notice, most of the time when we have events, they usually leave the game. Like the cube is gone. Okay, obviously it had some influence in the map, but the cube was gone, like completely gone. The rocket, that thing disappeared. There was one piece of it that was left, but the whole thing disappeared. That entire vault is still on the map, still affecting the map, still can affect the map, which means that, guess what? Other events can happen from that vault. Other things can come from that vault. We can go back into that vault to vote again for items, which is what I think they're going to plan to do. I think that we're going to have the opportunity throughout the season to decide which weapons stay and which weapons go. I think that this is going to be a recurring theme, because if it's still here in Season 9, then that even validates it even more, because then we know that they're working with something more. Or another opportunity here is to leave the vault in and have the vault spew out more things. So obviously it can bring players in, but does it have the ability to spew things out? Who knows? Now in the background here, as you guys can see, is the volcano event, and we see that Tilted is being destroyed there, Retail is being destroyed. Not as much of Retail was destroyed as I thought when I lit in game, but obviously Tilted is pretty much decimated except for one building. So that was kind of pretty much what our leaks predicted, that Tilted would be destroyed. We had images of that. If you guys didn't see them prior to this, then congrats, the event went on. Now, the one thing I want to continue on about is that there's a few things that Epic talked about. So one, apparently the event glitched out for a lot of people. Yes, and I was not actually one of those people because I wasn't even around, actually. I wasn't here to play during that time frame, but apparently it glitched out and a lot of people didn't get the opportunity to watch it at all. And that's unfortunate, but again, they were testing kind of this large scale, kind of different way of doing an event, and it's not the first time. I guess the Cube event went smoothly, but this one I think they changed just slightly because they involved voting and they involved a secondary event after the first event, which is different from what they usually have. And a lot of people were just like, hey, I was in the lobby and then absolutely nothing happened and just kind of glitched and we stayed in place. So that was their mistake, and they're trying to figure that out. So what they did was, if you guys didn't know, they announced that you will get a free glider if you were part of the unvaulted event, or if you purchased it already, you would just get the V-Bucks from it. It's the Arcana, which is the one that was in the shop. It was the glider that kind of looks like two spears. I can throw it up on you guys' screen if you guys don't know what that looks like off the top of your head. But again, I think that Epic has been using each one of these events to test different things on larger scales. So again, we start with the rocket event. Let's see if we can have an event going on in the lobby. Okay, so that happens. It works successfully, very successfully. Okay, cool. So next thing, let's put something in the game that moves around. Cube. Okay, threw a cube in there. Cube went on for 2 seasons. Don't like that. Bad idea. But Cube went on for 2 seasons. Then it's able to make physical changes to the map consistently, make runes float in the sky consistently throughout matches, throughout time, throughout months, and then have a big event happen. Now in this new event, we're gonna make sure that we're able to turn off killing, because a lot of people died in the first rocket event and they're like, hey, we don't like that, maybe we can do that a little bit better. So we're gonna turn off that, and we're gonna make it so that we can teleport all these players. Hey, rifts are a good idea, let's throw those in there too. We should be able to work that into the storyline. The rifts will take people to another dimension, and then in that dimension everything will be turned off, all kills and stuff like that, and then you will be able to enjoy the event peacefully. Come back, the map is absolutely changed, updated, boom. That worked very well. A lot of people watched it, a lot of people saw it. Perfect. Marshmallow event. Let's make an event that's based off of a popular artist, and let's put it at specific times, make sure people are aware of those times, and then have a concert where you can't kill anybody, but you can go ahead and you can sit down and watch in a confined area. Boom. Works. Worked perfectly, actually, and multiple times at that. So then they were like, hey, okay, so now that we've already tested 3 different iterations of our own events, let's see if we can do something more. So let's add a bunker to the map, and this is me explaining like a thought process of Epic, by the way. Let's add a bunker to the map, and then let's put a volcano on the map too. Okay, perfect, awesome. Then we'll have these runes go around the map. Now the runes are very interesting because the runes were actually tested before as well, because if you guys don't remember from last season, there's random icebergs on the map that you were able to hit, okay, and they're just like, okay, deal damage, deal damage, deal damage. Even in the excavation sites, it was a test to see if that would work, but the first time was with the polar peak icebergs, and those icebergs, we were able to do damage on them, and as you did damage, you were able to break them, and then it would reveal a new area. Obviously there wasn't anything special for the icebergs, but so let's say, okay, let's damage things and have them move, or have them change the map in some way. So what do? We make 5 rooms that have to slide into place, and each one has its own unique thing that you have to do in order to make it move, and it mostly involves some form of damage, some form of throwing items and stuff like that. That was a test to see if they can make runes work in a different way, and also testing for something in the future. And I personally think that it's going to be connected to a larger boss fight. I think that we're going to be able to eventually have boss fights in Fortnite. We're going to have big enemies that we're able to just take down, all of us band together, and we all have to take them out in some way, shape, or form. And that'll be insane. I think it'll be really cool concept if they can start to do something similar to like a Black Ops 4 boss fight, where you have to really think about what you're doing, and it's almost like an Easter egg, but not really. You're working together with maybe a team of 12 people, and you're like, hey, okay, each one of us has to do a certain thing in order to make this fight work, in order for us to get out of this fight. So I think we're going in that direction very soon, and I thought that the Ice King event was going to be something like that, where we're going to be able to take down the Ice King. He was going to show up on the map, we're all just going to have to shoot him and take him out. So again, definitely testing things behind the scenes. Now with the bunker, and I'm really hoping that the bunker stays in for another season. If it doesn't, there's going to be a very interesting cinematic between season 8 and season 9. But if the bunker stays in, guys, there's a 110% chance that either something's going to come out of it, or we're going to have the opportunity to vote for more items in the future, or put things into the vault, take things out, back and forth consistently. So I think that the bunker is much more important than we think it is, and I think that this whole time they've been testing a lot of different things, and we're slowly getting closer to what I think is going to be either a large boss fight or a large scale event that's beyond anything that we can imagine. So hope you guys enjoyed. I know that's a very clear-cut theory, or a oh, that kind of makes sense anyways, because obviously companies are going to want to test things, but definitely I think that there's more to it than just the surface level. So hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, share around. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.